You know, I genuinely thought that with it being the last day of 2020, everything that could have already happened had already happened. But leave it to TikTok, the wonderful platform, to find a way to squeeze in one last cancellation before the year is over. That's right, have you ever seen a video of like somebody making cake or ice cream on your For You page? Chances are it was this guy, Djlemay2. Now, what happened with Djlemay2, you may ask? Well, why is he getting cancelled? Well, pretty much there was a girl who made a video saying that she had lesbian feelings for another girl. But because she was a Christian, or she became a Christian, her desire to follow God was so strong that she put God's desires over her desires. And Djlemay2 commented under this video saying, "Wow, addressing big issues." Now after he did this, well, I'll just let this girl explain, because she's the one who discovered this and it kind of blew the heck up. So roll the clip.
Okay, so I'm kind of scared to make this video, but okay, a few months ago I saw something like really crazy. So let me just
I had for this girl were very, very real, like 100% very real. But when you say yes to the gospel, you don't allow your feelings to be your God anymore. Yeah. Jesus becomes your God. So it's like, well, what do I do with these feelings? What do I...
That's the ice cream cake guy. He has 7-point-something million followers. And he's a homophobe. He's a homophobe. What the fuck? I don't really know what to do with this information. I'm just... People are gonna come after me for this. I hope no one sees this.
I hope no one sees this. Well, wish not granted. But anyways, yeah, before I point out the problem with that video, I'm just gonna show y'all the full video that she didn't actually show, just for context purposes. Roll the clip.
Feelings that I had for this girl were very, very real, like 100% very real. But when you say yes to the gospel, you don't allow your feelings to be your God anymore. Yeah. Jesus becomes your God. So it's like, well, what do I do with these feelings? What do I do with these attractions? Well, you acknowledge them. You don't suppress them. You don't ignore them. You don't try. There's not like this is not like a conversion therapy type thing. Yeah. It's like we have to understand that when we say yes to Jesus, everything else is a no. Even those feelings that are very real, even those thoughts that are very real, you constantly surrender them. Some people tell me, Nat, you should just accept yourself. Just love yourself the way God made you. You're suppressing yourself. I hope that you can be happy one day. Well, no, when I said yes to the gospel, I said yes. I said no to myself. Yeah. I said yes to denying myself every single day. So when people tell me that, I actually want nothing to do with it. Yeah. I want nothing to...
Now, okay, this video, I can see so clearly how everything could get misinterpreted by somebody who's never actually studied or been a part of Christianity before. She's basically saying when you say yes to Jesus, you say no to your feelings. Your feelings are no longer your God. And what she's describing here is something called hedonism. Hedonism is basically the pursuit of pleasure, letting your moral compass basically be what feels good in the moment. But when you commit to Christ, that means you're no longer selfishly pursuing your own desires. You submit to what he would want. And so stuff like, you know, the partying, the drinking, the sex before marriage, all of that type of stuff becomes things that you just choose not to do. Any desire that the Bible says is sinful is something that you now have to work again. It's not just with anything relating to do with homosexuality. That's just one area of it. And speaking of which, there's this common misconception that just like existing as a gay person is like the sin. That doesn't make any sense. Literally every single gay person I've ever seen has said, hey, I can't control this. This is just how I feel, including gay people who have become Christians. The thing with this is the Bible does not say simply existing with the attraction to another man or having feelings for another person is sinful. It doesn't say loving another person is sinful. You know, LGBT people are usually like, oh, if you think my love is sinful, then I want nothing to do with you. Nobody said your love was sinful, bro. That's not what they're saying. The only thing the Bible says is sinful is literally the act of putting your pee-pee in another man's butthole. That is what they're speaking about. They're not talking about, you know, anything else. Somebody thinking that putting your penis in another man's butthole is sinful does not mean that they hate gay people. In the same way, somebody putting their penis in a woman's vagina before they're married is also equally sinful. That doesn't mean that they hate straight people or people who have sex before marriage. In the same way, that cursing is also a sin, But that doesn't mean that they hate people who curse. This is how it is with every single religion on this planet. They all have things that they deem as sinful, but that doesn't mean they hate people who do those things. Now, before we even start, I'm just gonna want to define the word homophobia real quick. Homophobia is defined as the hatred or prejudice against gay people. And also, again, the concept of religion in general, or not even just religion, but any type of commitment, is a direct conflict to the whole concept of hedonism. Because one of the main things with every religion is morality. In order to maintain a religion's moral code, you have to deny certain things that would be otherwise pleasurable to you. It's just a part of how it works. So these people disrespecting this girl's choice in their comments like, oh my god, it's okay baby, it's okay, we'll come back for you one day, we hope you'll be truly happy. Like, she literally said that she's happy how she is and this is what she wants, and people are all like, oh, we know you're not truly happy, we know you're not happy, like completely invalidating everything she's saying, being so patronizing, acting as if she's this brainwashed doll who can't make decisions for herself. It's honestly very sad and disrespectful, honestly. And it's pretty intolerant coming from the community that loves to preach about accepting others. But nonetheless, whatever. Moving right along.
Feelings that I had for this girl were very, very real. Like 100% very real. But when you say yes to the gospel, you don't allow your feelings to be your God anymore. Yeah, Jesus becomes your God. So it's like, well, what do I do with these feelings? What do I do with these attractions? Well, you acknowledge them. You don't suppress them. You don't ignore them. You don't try. There's not like this is not like a conversion therapy type thing. Yeah. It's like, we have to understand that when we say yes to Jesus, everything else is a no.
Explaining what she says here, she literally says it's not suppressing, it's not ignoring, it's not conversion therapy. She's not trying to become straight. She just said, hey, when you say yes to committing to Christ, you say no to all the other stuff. That is your main focus now. So she is basically saying that she wants to be celibate. She has her attractions, but she's not ignoring or suppressing them. She's simply saying that she's just going to follow Christ instead of choosing to have sex with other girls. She's literally saying that she does not want to lick another girl's vagina. She wants to just be celibate. That's literally her point. And people really in the comments talking about how they really brainwashed you, huh? It's okay. We accept you. We accept you for who you really are. This is who she wants to be. She wants to be celibate. It's her choice. What the heck, bro? Like, she is not trying to change herself or become straight. And she even clarifies this when she goes on to say what she says next.
Even those feelings that are very real, even those thoughts that are very real, you constantly surrender them. Some people tell me, Nat, you should just accept yourself. Just love yourself the way God made you. You're suppressing yourself. I hope that you can be happy one day. Well, no, when I said yes to the gospel, I said yes. I said no to myself. Yeah. I said yes to denying myself every single day. So when people tell me that, I actually want nothing to do with it. Yeah. I want nothing to...
Okay, now I understand this. I can understand how the concept of denying oneself can be, again, very easily misinterpreted by somebody who doesn't understand what the religion is all about. This comes from a Bible verse where Jesus said, if you wish to follow me, you must deny yourself. And what this means is basically saying, hey, yourself, your human flesh, your body, it wants certain things. It wants to chase the pleasures. It wants hedonism. It wants the drinking. It wants the drugs. It wants the sex. It wants all of that stuff. When you say yes to me, you say no to all of that. You deny yourself and you focus on me. God must be your primary focus. Straight people have to do the exact same thing when they deny themselves and their lusts until they get married. This especially applies to the straight Christians who never end up getting married. They will be like in their 60s still doing the same thing. And again, this is not just Christianity. This is literally pretty much every religion that has anything to say about sexual immorality. But again, the LGBT people are so obsessed with this notion that you should just do anything as long as it makes you feel good. And that in and of itself, I could go into how that mindset can be toxic, but that's not for this video. But right now, all I'm saying, not everyone chooses to live like that, bro. Some people have rules, a moral standard that they choose to live by. They're not forcing it on you. Nobody can force you to be a part of a certain religion. So with that said, you guys who are so all about respecting people's choices, respect hers. If she wants to be celibate, then let her be celibate. But yeah, now that we've explained that, I'm pretty sure we can now see a religion that says, don't stick your penis in another man's butthole, does not say, hey, I hate everybody who sticks their penis in another man's butthole. Just as it says, do not curse, it doesn't mean that you hate everyone who curses or everyone who has sex before marriage. It does not say that. So this is literally an incorrect use of the word. Y'all are taking your own word and using it wrong. So with that said, this girl calling this man a homophobe because he said, wow, addressing big issues, completely and totally unfounded. But again, let's just go back to the actual comment itself. He didn't even say that he is for or against what she did. All he said is, hey, you're addressing big issues. Wow. Like, she addressed a big issue, did she not? The issue of Christianity and LGBT, that's an issue. That's a pretty big issue. She's speaking about it. His comment did not say, hey, I support conversion therapy. The level of a reach y'all are doing, y'all pulling a Mr. Fantastic level reach on this comment, bro. But anyways, after all that went down, this guy found Hannah's video and he commented. And honestly, I think he did a pretty terrible job of defending himself, but I'll let y'all watch for yourself. Roll the clip.
You believe so strongly about this, then go ahead and like post something on your page. Go tell all your followers how you feel about this and see how they respond. If you engage with people who believe homophobic things and who encourage conversion therapy, that makes you homophobic. You are a homophobe. You don't get to maintain a group of followers that are LGBT and that are LGBT allies while you're also engaging in a community that hates us and wants us to stop existing. That makes no sense at all. You need to go be open with people that are following you about your beliefs when it comes to LGBT rights, because this is ridiculous.
Yes, because if you talk to, if you engage, if you even breathe the same air as somebody who believes a certain thing, then you automatically also believe that certain thing. The facts, the facts, they're too much for me. Oh gosh, the facts. Bruh, hatred or prejudice against gay people. This has literally nothing to do with that, G. And again, where did he mention conversion therapy? Nobody was talking about that.
Poor you. Poor you. It saddens me that you are a role model for children and you are encouraging a method of therapy that has caused countless people to commit suicide and to be traumatized for the rest of their lives. Conversion therapy was one of the worst things that I ever went through, and it baffles me that you have the audacity to sit here and whine about your character being damaged by 4 words that you said. Yeah, 4 words that are influencing children, influencing your followers to believe in something that is so dangerous. Do some research. You have no room to talk about this issue. So this is the last comment I'm responding to because this was actually kind of polite, and I do understand being hesitant because they did say that in the video. So in the video, she does say this isn't about conversion therapy, because so when people think about conversion therapy, they think, okay, we're actually changing you, like we're actually taking you from this and changing you to this. But some other tactics that they use in conversion therapy is if they can't get you to believe that, then they'll try to say, okay, well, we need you to understand that this is really wrong and gross, so we're gonna make you like stop, let's just ignore it, which is what she was saying. She's saying we value the gospel and God's word over our own feelings, so then we have to ignore our own feelings in favor of the gospel. And those are ideas that they're still pushing in conversion therapy, and even if they weren't pushing that in conversion therapy, that's extremely homophobic and harmful, and it is attached to a lot of religious trauma. So regardless, it's extremely homophobic. And like that was my experiences with conversion therapy as well.
Again, what therapy did the girl go through? The choice to say, hey, I'm not going to have sex? Like, what therapy? Oh, wait, she has an explanation. Let's hear it.
Okay, so, not a girl, non-binary, I use they, them pronouns. In the video he responded to, the girl basically was saying, oh, I just blew out a candle. Anyway, the girl basically was saying that, you shouldn't be gay because the gospel doesn't want us to, and so if you are, you just need to ignore all those feelings because God is more important. The idea that you need to stop being gay and that God can make you stop being gay is extremely homophobic and relates to conversion therapy. Those are the excuses they use for conversion therapy to justify it. He responded by commending her for talking about big issues. Then, instead of correcting it, if this really was a misunderstanding, instead of correcting it, he responded by just being like, I'm not a homophobe. That wasn't homophobic of me. If it really was a misunderstanding and he doesn't support those ideas, then he would have just come out and said it. His silence is proving that that's really how he feels.
The girl literally said she doesn't ignore her feelings. She acknowledges that she has them. She just doesn't act on them. Like, she's not trying to change herself. Like, if I see a girl and I find her attractive, I can still choose not to approach her or keep it on a friendly level. An example of someone putting what they perceive to be the greater good above their own personal feelings is somebody at a workplace situation who finds one of his co-workers attractive, but chooses not to act on those attractions because he knows that it can damage the work relationship. Another example would be somebody who's already in a relationship and chooses not to act on the impulses he feels for other women because he knows that would be cheating on his current girlfriend or wife. Now, for the first example, I know there would be a lot of people who like the whole hedonism idea. They would be like, oh my god, follow your heart. Be with your coworker if you really want to, even if it's a situation where they know that that relationship would not be good long term for the work environment. As for the second example though, most people who follow the whole follow your heart idea, they would all agree that cheating is wrong because it hurts somebody else. But best believe there are some people who view themselves as quote unquote free spirits and do this anyway while cheating because if the heart says to do it, then it's right. Okay, so I actually had to cut this part of the video because I realized that the scenario I described actually might be applicable to certain churches. Like what I said was that, hey, there's no big brain at the top who comes down and is like, hey little one, remember you have to stop being gay now. You have to stop being gay. Come on, we're gonna fix this out of you. Yup. Like, I said that that's not how Christianity works. And that's true, that's not how Christianity works. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some people in some churches who do that. And to anyone who has ever gone through that's a terrible experience, bro. And you should have never had to go through anything so traumatic, honestly. But even so, though, that's not practicing the Christian religion correctly. Everything about the Christian religion is in the Bible. The Bible is essentially Christianity. It's the guidebook. It's the whole doctrine in and of itself. The Christian people do not make the Christian religion. The Bible is what dictates the Christian religion. And so if these people are preaching conversion therapy, that's something that's outside of anything the Bible has ever said. And if it's outside of the Bible, then it's not part of Christianity. That's something that came straight from those specific humans. Now keep in mind, this is different from a person saying that they can or have been transformed by Christ from gay to straight, because believe it or not, there are many testimonies of people who used to be lesbians or gay, but then after they accepted Christ, some way, somehow their sexual orientation changed. And no, I'm not saying that this happens to all gay Christians, because obviously some of them are still gay, like the girl in the video, and others I've heard testimonies of as well. But still, we can't invalidate the people who it has worked for. They still exist. And so if there's even a chance that it does have validity, then it makes sense why a Christian person would talk about how you can be changed through the Holy Spirit. Because again, they've seen it before. So in their mind, hey, this is a thing. It can happen, even if it's only sometimes. Again, you see, this video right here shows a clear fundamental lack of understanding in the field of any religion whatsoever. It's a personal choice. Nobody can force you to be a Christian. Everybody knows when you sign up for a particular club or group or anything at all, you acknowledge that there are certain rules in that group that you have to follow if you want to be a part of it. If you can't follow those rules, don't join the group. When she became a Christian, she knew what it would mean. She is the one who chose to go through with it anyway. It is every single Christian on this planet will tell you it is a choice to accept Christ, and that's what she did. Ain't nobody brainwashing nobody, bro. You cannot brainwash somebody into following Jesus. It's no. Again, she's not trying to stop being gay or start being straight. She's just celibate. I don't know that much about Catholicism, but what I do know is that to be a priest, a straight priest, you have to be celibate as well. These are straight men who do not have sex because that's what they believe is the right thing to do for God. In the same way that they are straight men who are celibate from sex because of God, she is a lesbian woman who has chosen to stay celibate because she believes it's right for God. Her choice, my G. Her choice. Anyway, so after this person posted their video, their followers were asking them like, yo, where's the original? We want to see the original. So then they posted this.
I had for this girl were very, very real, like 100% very real. But when you say yes to the gospel, you don't allow your feelings to be your God anymore. Yeah, Jesus becomes your God. So it's like, well, what do I do with these feelings? What do I do with these attractions? Well, you acknowledge them. You don't suppress them. You don't ignore them. You don't try. There's not like.
She conveniently left out the last part where she went into more detail about what she meant. Okay. Oh yeah, also I kind of forgot that this person's pronouns were actually they, them, because they're non-binary, so, you know, sorry to her if you're watching this video. I kind of genuinely, like, I did forget. So, anyway, so when I commented on, you know, Hannah's video, I was blocked on both of my accounts. That's right, I commented one thing. I said, hey, I think I said something about the video being a reach and them twisting the words. And then on another account I was on to get the videos for this video, I got in a discussion with somebody else in one of the comments and she also blocked that account. So, I mean, I guess she's just blocking everyone who doesn't agree with her. I mean, she's trying to silence the other side. I mean, this video is still getting made, so... yeah. But anyways, with all of that said and done, here's my take on the whole situation. To be very honest with you, if somebody sat here and said, hey, that's toxic, she shouldn't suppress who she is. If you want to have that opinion, 100% fine. That's what you think? You think it's toxic? Cool. I can understand where you come from with that thought process, right? It makes sense. I get it. However, while you may think it's toxic, what it's not is conversion therapy. These people in the comments are talking about how this guy supports human torture, people getting tied down and electric shocked, and all this other stuff that they do in conversion therapy. When the topic was simply about a girl choosing celibacy. Literally, that's literally all it was, dog. It's not conversion therapy. And Papa Gut, who is bisexual, made a video about this, and I think y'all should listen to what he says. Roll the clip.
So we did a little digging, I found the video. What he says is, wow, addressing big issues. Under this video, which is basically about a girl who seems to have gay thoughts or is probably gay, but she talks about how she embraces those thoughts, but she basically suppresses them at the same time because Jesus said so. Now, me personally, I don't really agree with that type of mentality. I think that there's just kind of a fundamental flaw with any belief system that tells you to just not be gay if you're gay, because there's literally no negative on society to be gay. And we could probably go back and talk about how the original translation of the Bible actually said, hey, don't sleep with kids, not men, whatever though. At the end of the day, this isn't conversion therapy. I think it's toxic, but it's a common talking point from people who are very religious that say, hey, it's okay if you're gay, but you need to suppress those urges. Again, I don't agree with it. I think it's rather ignorant, but this isn't conversion therapy. This isn't a guy advocating for gay people to be tortured into being straight. So yeah, the one kid going around talking about conversion therapy, incredibly ignorant.
And I could not agree more. You can have your take on it, your opinion, but at the end of the day, the man did not support conversion therapy in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I would even go so far as to say, like 99% of people who are Christians do not support conversion therapy. I have never seen a single church ever in my entire life that did conversion therapy. Never met a single person who supported it. And I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I'm not sure, but I think it's illegal. But you know the funny thing though, conversion therapy doesn't even work. So if it doesn't work, then why would people be advocating for it as if it actually had results? Like, and I do understand that there are some people in this world who do advocate it, which is why people like Hannah have their trauma, right? There are people who do support conversion therapy, but most people don't. I've never, ever even, like, had any... Listen, bro, I was talking to one of my friends earlier today, and she was like, yo, I didn't even know conversion therapy was a thing. Like, bro, no cap, I'm telling you straight up, the literal strapping down and electrocution or whatever the heck y'all have in mind of gay people that you think religious people want, nobody wants that. Except for like this very small minority of people who think it actually does something. So please, I beg you, just do an ounce of research. I'm honestly begging. Please learn about the religion before you bash it. Like, please, honestly, for your own good. For your own good, bro. And Papa God also had this to say.
And I understand this kid was in support of a very ignorant concept, but at this point, everybody's dogpiling. Everybody's going crazy calling it conversion therapy. It's not. And now you're standing in front of a video of him saying, hey, The election's over. We should try to be kinder to each other, and we should try to stop hating people that disagree with us. And you're like, hey, that raised major red flags to me. Why? How did that raise a major red flag? At worst, what this guy needs to do is become educated on the perspective of other people. But that's not going to happen when you guys just jump on top of him and try to cancel him. In fact, I haven't seen a single video that tries to legitimately explain the problem with what he said and what he supports. Not a singular one. Rather than cancel culture, where's the education culture?
And once again, I agree. If you think it's toxic, say it's toxic. But don't call it something that it isn't, because it's not conversion therapy. Guess what? To these people, I say, listen, any activism you partake in from now on, I know is 100% performative. Your aim, your goal is not to educate people. Your goal is to tear down people. You are fighting with a hateful spirit instead of a spirit of, hey, let me educate you and show you why this isn't cool. Nobody's taking the time to show Dylan why they think what he said was something that should not be perpetuated. They're just trying to ruin his life. And that's not cool. If this guy was really this homophobic monster you're making him out to be, do you honestly think that a bunch of gay people trying to ruin his life is going to improve his image of the LGBT? Do you think that's going to help a damn soul? Wouldn't you much rather have this massive content creator on your side than against you? But anyways, after all this went down, Dylan uploaded an apology video. And of course, nobody accepted it, but you know, I'm just gonna play it anyway. Roll the clip.
My name is Djlemay2, and on May 4th, I created my first cake TikTok. And it was a beautiful day. I was able to meet so many of you, and we were able to come together and create a safe place to hide from all the craziness that's been going on in this world in 2020. But on December 29th, there was some confusion on some words that I said, and people were made out to believe that I support conversion therapy. And by no means do I support conversion therapy. It is a terrible practice that has hurt so many people for so long. And I'm sure that's where a lot of this anger and pain is coming from. And for that, I am so sorry. I'm sorry for any hurt and pain that you've gone through that this may have brought out. But I do not support conversion therapy. My videos have always been for you and for me to be happy and create a joyful, safe place to hide from the craziness that's going on around us.
And yeah, so, you know, for a while there were no more developments in the story. Everything kind of went down. But earlier today, like, I literally just went on his page to go download a video to show in this video right here. And I just went on his page and he uploaded a new video like 5 minutes ago of him painting a rainbow cake.
If you've ever came in and got ice cream from me, the conversation typically goes, we play 20 questions, I figure out what you want as your ice cream, and then I'll ask you how your day is going. And if you say anything short of it's been good, I'll always remind you that I can't fix all your problems, but ice cream certainly does help. Talia ordered this cake in such a kind way, and it really meant a lot. She ordered it as a reminder for all of us that tomorrow starts a new year. That means we have 365 new days and 365 new chances. This is another online cake order, so shout out to Sage. They wanted fluffy white frosting, so I wrapped the whole cake in that. Once I knocked it all off the top, it was time to smooth it out on the sides. They wanted the sides to have rainbow sprinkles, so I did them all the way up the side. Then I sprinkled a little bit more on top so I could make a border in the middle. Once I added the border to the top, it was time to add a border to the bottom as well. Their custom message was LGBTQ plus rights. Thank you, Sage, for the cake order, and I hope everyone has a happy New Year's.
Which I would assume is his way of like apologizing or something like that. Him way of trying to make amends, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, the end of the day, the point is you can have your take, you can disagree, you can say it's toxic, you can say whatever you want. But don't come out here acting like this guy is this terrible person who wants to shock people into being straight and tie them up and torture them, and he's advocating for this terrible thing that makes people want to kill themselves. Because that's not what happened. Y'all are ruining an innocent man's life over this. Call him ignorant if you want, but don't try to ruin him. Educate him if that's what you really believe in, bro. If you are a genuine activist, educate the man. Share your perspective with him. At least give him the chance to agree or disagree instead of just shooting him down. Because this gets nowhere in the end. This cancel culture foolishness, it doesn't end well for a damn soul. And even one of the famous TikTokers who was boosting this whole situation and leading the hate train on Dylan, this guy named Nicadant, I think that's how you say his name or something along those lines, he made an apology to Dylan. Roll the clip.
First off, I just want to say, Dylan, I am very, very sorry for the video I did about you a few days ago. I also apologize privately, but I think it's important that I do this publicly and people know what I've done and what I've learned from this. So a few days ago, I did a video, a very poorly said video where I used words like conversion therapy and cancel, when in fact I should have said words like toxic or he should have learned from this. Those words have very different meanings, and it led to a lot of confusion and a lot of hatred towards Dylan. So Dylan, I'm so sorry for that. I just did the video in the spirit of the moment when I saw a lot of videos calling you out for your comments, which your comment did in fact hurt me, and it hurt a lot of LGBT people as well, but you apologized for it and I accept your apology, and I do hold myself accountable for what I've done, and in the future if I speak on other big issues, I will do my proper research and I will use more adequate words to describe the situation.
He acknowledges that he used the wrong words. He was hyperbolic when he said conversion therapy because he knows that's not what it was. He might think it's toxic, but it's not conversion therapy. And Dylan commented, he responded saying, oh, thank you for the apology, blah, 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 blah. And there's still people really under there commenting, oh, you shouldn't have apologized. Oh, why are you the one apologizing? Oh, just because one member of the LGBT accepts doesn't mean we all do. If you were a genuine activist who actually cared about educating people and spreading awareness and making a change for the greater good in the world, your effort would be trying to get this person with this huge platform on your side. Think about it. But anyways, guys, as I always say, if you did not enjoy this video, obliterate the dislike button. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people disliking this one, so just go run that up, you know what I'm saying? Dislike helps the engagement on the video. And of course, I would never want you to hide your true opinions just because of me, so you know, just slap the dislike button. But of course, if you did enjoy the video, obliterate the like button, punch it in the face till it turns blue like your name is Chris Breezy, and do the same with the subscribe button till the blood is drained out of it and it goes from red to gray. But yeah, but anyways guys, it's been your boy John and you are now leaving my mind.